Oh, right. I think this time we shouldn't have an echo, so I would like to thank everybody who watched the previous live stream where I actually had two audio inputs rocking and rolling. And I just accidentally turned it up. So I'm using, just so you know, I'm using OBS to be able to do these at the moment. Unfortunately, not as amazing as WP Elevation, hey, but we're a small business, and at the moment I'm live streaming from my home office. You can see the green screen over that side, which is cool. We've been doing some videos here for the future of the YouTube channel, and we're in transition at the moment, moving to some bigger office space because we are certainly outgrowing where we've been, and we want to find somewhere where it's a bit brighter, a bit more space, a few more rooms, etc. Now, thank you, Jamie. Hello. I can hear you with no echo. That's fantastic. So, yeah, we're live streaming from my lovely home office. It's one of the hottest days in the UK, at least where we are. So I've got a fan blasting underneath here, and I'm actually pretty smelly. So I'm glad that we have not invented smell-o-vision as yet. I wanted to let you know that episode 137 is live. That kind of blows my mind that we're 137 episodes in, and we had on today's show Theresa Hill. She is the better half of the Hill couple, which is Jamie and Theresa Hill. And she shares her experiences from within their family agency. It's an amazing story because I love how both Jamie and Theresa bring all of their family together as part of their agency. So Jamie runs the marketing side and Theresa runs the web build side, but they also bring their children in. They've been training their children in things like HTML, CSS, design, etc. And they've also been involving their children in the conversations about the business. And I remember that really excited me when I heard her share this, because in this day and age, I think it's really important that we start to teach our children entrepreneurship, that we teach our children valuable skills that they can learn, because you're not going to learn half of this sort of stuff at school. And we're finding, and I'm hearing on the news, that children or young people trying to get jobs is a lot more difficult. So with the gig economy that's out there, being able to train our children, give our children these extra skills, I think that is really valuable. So if you're thinking of giving your child maybe some experience of programming, doesn't matter what age they are, I have actually linked to Scratch in the show notes, which at least gives people a bit of an introduction into how programming works, logic, if this, then that, and so on and so forth. The episode is full of great advice as well as dealing with really difficult clients. And I'll confess that I've often struggled with clients. I am very quick to fire a client if I don't get on with them. But Theresa really challenged me with regards to having conversations with clients. I'll be quite quick to be defensive. I'll be quite quick to be argumentative and to perhaps even talk over or take offense with a client. But what she was explaining was that it's really important just to allow the client to talk, because they just want to be heard. They want to be heard. They want to be able to get whatever it is off of their chest. And then even though they may be wrong, just let them say everything, empathize, and then you can start to put a solution. The solution might be to explain how and where they're wrong, but they're already diffused because they've been able to get everything off their chest. Or the solution could be that they're absolutely right and there is actually something I'm losing my voice. Something that you could do. Excuse me. Something that you could do to help that situation. And she was explaining how often the clients will come to her. She'll be able to diffuse those situations. She'll be able to improve those relationships so that they don't get to the stage where Jamie, her husband, would actually have to fire them. So she's a great buffer, as it were, when there are those more difficult conversations. Jamie's probably more like me, she explained, because he might be quicker to just say this isn't working out, off you go, whereas she might be more patient is probably the word, I don't know, or just more understanding with them. Now, I want to back that up because today I had that exact same situation with a client that sent me an email. It was starting to get a bit fraught. They were saying I'd said this and all of that sort of stuff. So what I did was I called the client up, and in a friendly voice, I asked them to just explain, and just talk to me and tell me the problems that they had. And I absolutely bit my tongue to keep quiet because I was like, you're so wrong. And Anyway, they explained everything to me, and all it simply was that they had misunderstood a certain concept, and I was able to tell them I understood their frustration, explained that concept, which instantly connected everything in their mind together, and enabled them to say, yes, I understand, and I also approve the change control that you've sent me. And that was a phenomenal experience, and I thank Theresa for that experience, because when I first saw the email, I wanted to email them back and say, it's not working out, you're fired. But then I remembered Theresa, the little bubble of Theresa saying, they just want to be heard. I can imagine that would be like a Star Wars kind of thing. Yeah, just want to be heard. So I was like, okay, let me let them be heard. So I let them be heard. They got it off their chest. It was very clear very early on that it was simply an educational misunderstanding, which I could fix. Situation resolved, client kept, nobody fired. My own stress dissipated in a heartbeat the minute I understood what the problem was. She also shares loads of other stories about helping clients, not necessarily just dealing with difficult ones, but onboarding clients and making them feel really special, remembering things like anniversaries and birthdays. And that could be the anniversary of marriage, or it could be the anniversary as well of their business launching, etc. So I'm not going to give too much more away, but there is loads and loads of value packed in that episode. You can tell I've been losing my voice. I've had a cold now for at least a week. And if I talk too much, I start to lose my voice and sound a little bit more like Barry White. Hello. No, I can't get that low. Or I sound like a teenager. Alrighty, so we've got a few comments going in. Got Mark. Hey, Mark. We've got Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Thank you both, Kyle, Mark, and Pete, for pointing out that this was really echoey. Now, there is a link to the direct MP3 in the description of this live stream, so you can just go ahead and listen to that straight away. If you want the show notes, you'll find them either in your podcast player, or you will find them on agencytrailblazer.com. Theresa, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I hope you'll come on again soon, and thank you as well for the advice that you gave me that I was able to action today, and it did me a massive favor. So thank you, and thank you as well, Jamie Hill, for the introduction. You, mate, are a legend. You're all legends. So I'm going to go because I'm going to sound like a frog very soon. Take care, guys. And I need to find the end live stream video button now. That's always awkward, isn't it? Squint. Where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, take care and be good. And if you can't be good, be careful. And if you can't be careful, I think they're meant to say, remember the date.